Hi, I'm David Amboys. This is the longest race on our schedule, and I'm dreading it. It's going to be a long one, but it means that you fans get to watch a good race, and it's the Coke 0300 at Charlotte.
The stars and cars of CORT come to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coke 0300. 200 laps, 300 miles. Be there. January 16th. Be there. Call 1-800-455-FANS for tickets. Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let freedom race.
Your official home for everything CORT. You're tuned in to the fastest show in sim racing, the CORT Report, your one-stop shop for news pertaining to the CORT Training Paints Championship Series, the CORT National Series, and anything else happening in the world of CORT. And now, the two guys who will bring it all to you, David Amboys and John Dragonetti. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the CORT Report. I am your host, David Amboys, and I'm alongside John Dragonetti.
Hello.
We've got a good show ahead of us this week. We are looking forward to it. And hey, Training Paints back up and running, and it's great to see that the Training Paints Championship Series is heading into the home stretch here. 4 races to go, 3 now, after Tyler Tucker's victory in New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, and I would say after the race yesterday that Eric Mickey's probably the one who's most excited that we're coming to the final stretch. With a 44-point lead behind Thomas Morris, his teammate. I'm pretty sure he's excited. I know I talked to him earlier, and he was lucky to get out of New Hampshire fairly unscathed. So I know, probably of anybody, he's really looking forward to the final 2 or 3 races.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tyler Tucker got the victory, and he, one of the original Cast Corps members, the first original Cast Corps group of people to finally break through that glass ceiling and win here in the CORT Training Paints Championship Series. Congratulations to Tyler.
Yeah, and he had a really breakout race. Braden Oakley led the first chunk of the race by 86 laps or so, but after some issues with their car and a pit stop, led Tucker to lead pretty much the final 33 laps and take home the win.
Only 3 leaders the entire race: Braden Oakley with 86 laps, Tyler Tucker with 33, and Cody McCorkle with 6. Eric Mickey, as we touched on earlier, he finished on the second spot on the silver part of the podium, but more importantly, keeps that points lead to 44 heading into Laguna Seca this weekend.
And we haven't seen him yet in practice. We were just actually coming out of a little session there. But I hear that he's fairly fast, so no matter what, he'll definitely be a threat coming to the next race at Laguna Seca for sure.
Absolutely. He maintains that points lead, gains a bit over Thomas Morris, who finished 3rd. And again, I say it before, I'll say it again. If Thomas Morris were there for a couple more races, we might be talking about a very close fight for the championship.
Yeah, and it's already as close as it is now, even if he's missed a couple races, so that still surprises me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Christopher Munger finished 4th in a crossover appearance, coming over from the OCRL to run here at CORT, and a good run for him.
Oh yeah, I got him to come back with my team for another race, and he definitely did me proud there, staying out of trouble and bringing home a good 4th place. I'll take that.
And the tale of 2 seasons continues for Andrew Hayes. Andrew Hayes finishing 5th, and a good run for him. And like I said, a tale of 2 seasons. Struggled the first part of the season, but finally comes home in 5th.
And it seems that number change coming from the 1 to the 11 has really done him a lot of good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Mike Husby finishes 6th, and that was a good run for the 6th group.
Yeah, he definitely needed that after troubles he's had the past couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just in the Training Paint Series, but in the CORT National Series.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph Servone, who was in the top 5 most of the day. Really good run, considering the field size. Finished up in 7th.
I can't say myself or anyone else is really surprised at that, but he's definitely been coming at it as of late. I'd definitely expect some good things out of him soon.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was a very big field. In fact, it was the biggest field other than Indianapolis, in CORT history, 24 entered, and 24 actually showed up, including Pete Engamanis, but he was a sit-out administrator, so technically 23 showed up, and Ryan here was unable to make the race. John Dragonetti, you finished 8th. Another good run.
I wouldn't really call it good. We got in a little bit of a scuffle there with Morris. He kind of, I don't think I slid up the track and couldn't get turned down quite soon enough and got some front wing damage and gave me some rear wing damage, but we fought back, and I'll take 10th, or, well, a top 10, rather. You know, we struggled most of the race, so, I'll take it.
You're in the points. You're in the points list.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Kyle Young, who will be on the show later, he finished 9th.
Yeah, another good run for him. I can't remember if this is his second or his third top 5, but he's turning it up. Definitely expect some more stuff from him as well as from Joseph.
Kyle Young, I believe, let me check the stats real quick. That was his first that was his 4th top 10 of the season. Moving along, Cody McCorkle, who actually led some laps and did a good job finishing 10th.
Yeah, I know in practice he's a little bit of a human pinball there, but yeah, definitely a good turnaround from practice.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, if you look at the race recap made by Joseph Servone, really good job on those. Keep it up, Joseph. You can actually see McCorkle out of the track at one point in practice. It was a little bit rough. Braden Oakley finished 11th, and I like to take this time out to say I'm fully apologize for what happened in the event on Monday night. I went in way too hard into turn 2 with about 11 to go, and I was trying to pass him on the inside there, and we were both fighting the same real estate, and I really could have been smarter about it, but absolutely hated getting into him, especially with the good run that he had, and I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, but looking at it again multiple times, it was a racing incident, so it's really not that big of a deal. But you still hate it. I hate it for you, but we've all been there, done that.
Worst part was we were battling for 5th at that point, and we dropped to 11th and 12th respectively, and God, it sucks to do that.
Feel your pain completely.
Yeah. Matt Kingston, 1 spot out of the points. Good to see him back. I believe this is the first race that he runs since the Indy 250 victory that he got.
Yep. Definitely a good run.
Well, hopefully he comes back and runs some more here down the stretch for I believe he was running for Robert Hill and NSC Racing as Robert finishes up his suspension. He will be back next week at Laguna Seca. Johnny Williams, good to see you, Johnny. Another CORT veteran coming over and running some races here, and he finished 14th. Unfortunately, a bad luck for him, and it seems as if he's struggling with the transfer over from N2K3 to iRacing.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. A different platform can sometimes kill you in terms of trying to, relearn, I guess, everything from one game and trying to apply it to another. But he's trying. Definitely can't that definitely can't take that away from him. But mentioning the race recap earlier, if you check out, I think it was the second incident there, he actually went under a car, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. That was really cool, and of course you could see that on Joseph Servone's Facebook page, or not Facebook, but YouTube page, and you can find it on I believe it's on the forums actually at CORTRacing.com. And by the way, while I'm on the subject, speaking of CORTRacing.com, be sure to check out the standings, or not the standings, but the schedule page. We have results now. So if you have some friends who say, hey, how was the race broken down? How did everyone turn out? This is open to the public. Anyone could see it. You can go ahead and go to CORTRacing.com, go click on the schedule page, and you can go ahead and check all the results. And even for the events that haven't been run yet, but have an entry thread up, the entry thread is there for you too. Really, really convenient move to those who want to know what's going on in the world of CORT. Brian Bliss, he had another rough run this past week too.
Yeah, he was doing pretty well earlier, but again, got a little bit caught up with a little pit road accident, and then had a little bit of an incident on the track. I think he got into the wall coming out of 4, I think. It was either 2 or 4. But definitely, he was looking forward to the race. That's really unfortunate to end a night like that.
Tim Silliman finished 16th, and tough break for him. Just a plumb tough break for him being involved with the lap car Scott Ickes.
Yeah, and I hate to bad talk anybody, but that was definitely not a smart move on his part. He was a lap down, and he was on my team for that race, but there's really no need to be racing that hard as a lap car in the pack of lead lap cars trying to fight for position. I mean, you could have just waited and tried to get a wave around by positioning yourself in the right place at the right time with a good caution. But as you guys know, it's really not that cheap trying to repair one of these cars, so definitely not something I'm looking forward to paying for. But definitely probably should use a little bit better judgment there. But you can't fault him for at least trying to, fight his way back. Just didn't really work out right.
Well, actually, I believe he was in line for a wave around if the lead lap cars pitted, but all but one, Cody McCorkle, didn't pit. And in fact, I looked back at the replay, and he voiced his frustration with McCorkle by ramming him under caution, and something that we have definitely taken a look to, and something that will probably be addressed before we get going at Laguna Seca next week. Scott Ickes finished 17th, like we said, and the Heartbreak Award, the championship, is now out of reach for the number 08 of Alex Boffley.
Yeah, he was trying to make a comeback there and get back up into the real contention of the top 2. Got a little bit into an accident, ended up in the inside barrier coming off of 2 on the backstretch, and that pretty much sealed the deal for him. But you really got to hate it for him, because he's been trying so hard all year, winning 3 or 4 races, and you just hate that for anybody, despite rivalry or competition or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's a shame, and I know when Hayes got into him, Hayes felt so bad for doing it, and he kept reiterating to everyone that he felt so bad for costing Alex Boffley the championship. And it's all right. It's a racing deal, and it's unfortunate, but life goes on, unfortunately, for Boffley as we head to Laguna Seca next week. A newcomer to the series, Morgan Murphy. He was doing pretty well, but got involved in an incident. He finished up 19th.
Yeah, another one of my guys actually trying to make a crossover from our old GT5 stuff. He had a really strong car, and he was looking forward to it. I was talking to him actually in a little team debrief. He wasn't racing with me, but we wished him the best, and we thought we'd bring him in just to let him know what to expect. And I talked to him afterwards, and he was really disappointed, but he's definitely looking forward to come back next week, especially I think even on Wednesday night for the CORT National Series race at Iowa. But he's going to come back. He's going to try hard again, and I really look forward to seeing what he can bring, not only for his team but everybody in the league as a whole later.
As our intern in the background again is surprised as someone brings in some copy for us. But
yeah, I think he's trying to play Halo, I believe.
Was he playing Halo? We're in the middle of the court report.
I guess he thinks it's cool or something.
Can't be playing Halo while doing court reports.
We need coffee. We need more coffee.
Yes. Moving along, Mr. Magic Mile, Patrick O'Toole. Unfortunately, not a good run for him. He finishes up 20th in a race that he told us he could contend in.
Yeah, we looked forward to seeing him try to make a run at a win, but just didn't work out that way. Hopefully he can back it up in the National Series in, I think, a month or two.
Yeah, I believe we head there in the month of March, so hopefully Mr. O'Toole can make a run then. Scott Olson, he was back, and unfortunately he was involved in an early incident. He finished 21st.
Yeah, another case of they bottom line just eating you up. He just digging, trying to get up the top 5 and just lost it. Ended up nosing into the wall and then getting collected. So just one of those things, but you just hate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our guest is the man who unfortunately finished 22nd on the night after a tough break on lap 1, turn 2. Mr. Will Roberts. Will, how you doing?
A little sore after last night.
Got some air.
You can say that again.
Will, it's been a trying season for you, but you got to take solace in the fact that you guys qualified well at New Hampshire. And how are you guys planning on riding this momentum for the remainder of the season?
Well, I was honestly kind of shocked at New Hampshire. Going into qualifying, I was really iffy, but I was able to find the magic line. Unfortunately, it was on the high side, so I couldn't pull that into the race. For the rest of the season, really hope to ride on the momentum. Joseph also ran pretty well tonight. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what was up with Ryan Heater, but hopefully we can take this and run with it in the Trading Paint Series and the National Series.
Turn a negative into a positive. It always try to do that, and always try to make things a positive, right?
Most definitely.
John, you got any questions?
Well, I just want to ask you how hard it is as the freaking intern. He's yelling again. He's excited.
Worst.
Anyways, it is pretty hard to cross over from the Trading Paints Championship to the CORT National Series, but you sit in second place in the National Series. How does that really? You mentioned before, but how does it affect you crossing over and knowing that at least you have a lot to look forward to in the National Series?
As far as crossing over goes, I came up as more of a stock car driver, so it's more of a crossover to do this Trading Paint Series. But crossing over, once you do it enough, you kind of get used to it, I guess.
Hey, Will, that's second place. And going back to you having success here in the CORT National Series, what races looking up or looking ahead are you kind of eyeballing, looking forward to, either on the Trading Paints or the National Series side?
The one I'm really looking forward to for the Trading Paint Series has got to be Texas. I ran well at Michigan. I was top 5 the whole race up until the point where I got wrecked. Always running with the leaders till I lost the draft. Texas is very similar. For the National Series, I got to say Atlanta. It's just, I got something for that track. I don't know what it is, but I got it.
All right, John Dragonetti, you got any last question?
Yeah, I got one more before I let you go here. I guess despite the hardships that you have in the Trading Paint Series, do you take comfort in knowing that you now have the CORT hurdling record after New Hampshire?
The hurdling record?
Yeah.
I was not familiar with that being in the record books.
Yeah,
but
we have a trophy here for you, right here, as I hand it over to you. There you go.
Well, thank you very much.
Look at that. It's a nice looking trophy there. It's all bronze.
There's even a little statue of Bruce Jenner on it. So
yeah, Bruce Jenner hurdling a little bit, pre-plastic surgery.
Oh, thank you all very much.
But seriously, who makes it happen for you? Who you got to thank?
I could not do this without my team. I've got to thank Joseph. I've got to thank Ryan Heater. He helps with the Indy cars, and I've got to thank Tim Selman. He also helps with the National Series.
All right. Well, Will, appreciate you being on the show. Sucks what happened, but turn around and have a good run at Laguna Seca.
I'm not running Laguna Seca.
That's right. He is not running Laguna Seca. Have a good run at Pocono.
Thank you very much.
That was Will Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, and Will in good spirits, even despite the unfortunate bad luck that he had at New Hampshire. He didn't take his trophy, though.
Well, you don't. Okay, well, I guess I already left. Never mind.
Yeah, he left.
We'll email it to him.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll email a trophy.
Hey, you never know.
Our next guest is the driver of the number 93 in both the CORT Training Paints Championship Series and the CORT National Series. Was a little bit of an iRacing celebrity the past couple weeks. Kyle Young, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you guys for having me here tonight. I appreciate it. Looking forward.
Kyle, a 9th place finish at New Hampshire last night in the points. How do you approach these final 3 races as a guy who's not really approaching it from a points point of view, but going for the win more so?
Yeah, that's pretty much all that's in the agenda for these last 3 races. I've been kind of personally keeping my own statistics since I've been league racing, and I'm sitting at 99 wins right now, and I'm looking. I've been trying to get number 100 for a while now. It's been about 6 months since I've won a league race, so that's my main focus so far for the Training Paint Series. As we head into these last 3 races, not some of my better tracks, but hopefully we can get some decent testing in here these next couple weeks and show up to the track better than how we're feeling right now.
And I know you mentioned before how you're trying to make a comeback and all that, but you've had a couple consistent runs, I know, on the national side. The season's still pretty early. I think you sit 13th in points. How do you see yourself improving upon that in the next couple weeks? I know you're coming to some good tracks that you're really good at.
Well, we aren't heading to any super speedways for the next couple of weeks, so hitting the wall and getting the slightest air damage won't hurt me there. And as long as I keep the car in the correct gear when I need to be, hopefully we have good runs. I'm looking forward to this week's race at Iowa. Iowa's one of my, if not my favorite oval track to run. And I've had pretty good success in the B car there in the official stuff. So I'm hoping to transfer that over to the National Series this week, and try to actually finish some of these races a little more often. It's been a struggle so far this season, but it's still early. We still got a long way to go, and hopefully we can pick up our runs and end up in victory lane at least a couple times this season, and we'll see where the championship battle comes to when it's time to fight that out.
All right. Well, Kyle Young, you got anybody you want to thank real quick?
First and foremost, I got to thank Brian Bliss and Braden Oakley for giving me a wonderful team to drive with in the National Series. It's been a fun 2 races that I've run so far, and I'm looking forward to improving and racing with those guys and being able to cooperate and pick up some good finishes for them. And just want to give a shout out to anybody out there watching. This is good stuff. It's a lot of fun, and to you, David and John, and any of the other admins who have put in a lot of hard work into getting this league to where it's at. It's a pleasure to race here, and I couldn't be happier with it.
All right, well, thank you very much, Kyle. We appreciate it, and good luck in the rest of the seasons.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Kyle Young, ladies and gentlemen, and good to hear from him. He's got one heck of a work ethic, though. He's always here on TeamSpeak, and he's always trying to improve his iRacing abilities.
Definitely a class act. Might have a little bit of trouble there with verbally saying some of his emotions. I don't know. I think some of the iRacing officials have some words about that. But
yeah,
I mean, he's a really, really good kid, and we love racing with him. Exactly.
And you gotta admire his passion, but sometimes you gotta keep your emotions in check. But you know what, Kyle? When he joined the league, I told him, look, you put your passion and your temper and your seriousness at the door. CORT has always been about having fun, and that's exactly what we're going to do, is have fun this Wednesday. That was a good transition. When we go to the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa for the Windstream 250. John, what do we have to watch out for the National Series at Iowa?
Well, being it's our first, I guess, quote-unquote official short track race, it is a very tight track. I think tire wear is going to be pretty important. I know it's still a fairly young track, so it's not entirely worn. It doesn't destroy your tires, but definitely through a run, it starts to become incredibly tight. So definitely, again, it always seems to be the same. Hot corners are going to be 2 and 4. Coming off, you got to kind of arc it or even diamond it to get a good run through the corner, through the center. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens through the run as the tires start to go down in terms of grip level.
We really got to get a new intern group.
I guess he thinks yelling it's Sparta is funny.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. What's great about Iowa is that from the little bit of testing we were able to do before the season started, it's a true two-groove racetrack. You can run the top and you can run the bottom there, and both lines are pretty equal, and you can pass. So unlike New Hampshire with the Training Paint Series on Monday, going to be able to move around, going to be able to make some moves and get through the field. Also, this is our first of 2 trips to Iowa, and we're running during the day. We will be going there under the lights later on in the season.
Either way, it's going to be incredibly fun, but let's just go out and enjoy. It's going to be a fun race, even if it's in the day or the night. It's an awesome track, so I think we're going to see some incredible racing.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, moving over to the CORT Training Paints Championship Series. 3 races to go, and they're at the Mazda Raceway at Laguna Seca for the Honda Grand Prix of Monterey. Don't ask me how that makes sense. They bought the naming rights to the race. There's naming rights with a different company or different car manufacturer for the track. That's just how it worked out. John, what do you got to watch out for at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca?
I think this is going to come as no surprise, but the corkscrew. That's definitely a couple of hot corners there. I know coming through the top hill, before you go down to the corkscrew, it's really hard to hit your braking point. So I think there we're going to see a lot of people locking up the brakes and hopefully not sliding through the tire barrier or cutting down the corkscrew. But of all the corners at that track, that's going to definitely be the one we're going to see the most action. Probably some collisions, a lot of hurt tempers, a lot of hurt emotions there. But if you can make it through that part of the track unscathed, you're going to have a pretty good race.
Absolutely, absolutely. The corkscrew, a 1-gear, first gear corner that a quick left, followed by a quick right, easy to get the car upset, easy to spin it out, and then followed by a semi-blind right-hander, and a very, very difficult grouping of corners there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, but nonetheless, it's going to be another fun race. Wonder if any of the road course runners can come back out. I'm looking forward to seeing if Morris can maybe win another race and try to close that gap on his team, Eric Mickey.
Absolutely. We did the math, folks. Eric Mickey needs a 44-point advantage leaving Northern California if he's going to clinch the championship at Laguna Seca. All right, John, we're just about done with this week's edition of the CORT Report. You got any final words?
As always, keep an eye out on the hot corners I mentioned before. Iowa's going to be an incredibly fun race. So, as always, let's just kind of, keep in mind, let's just take it easy and remember to have fun, because tempers have been starting to get kind of hot lately. Remember, it's all about fun. We've said it before. We'll keep saying it again. We'll rail it into your heads until you get the point across. We're here to have fun. You can have serious time somewhere else, and you can take racing seriously here if you want. But remember, we're all trying to have fun. So just relax and have fun. I mean, just don't go in over your head.
Damn you!
Exactly. We will stab you in the heart with a trident.
Where'd you get a trident?
I don't know.
My final words are, if you got any more friends who want to run the Coke Zero 300 next Wednesday night, not this upcoming Wednesday, but next Wednesday night, the 16th, go ahead and sign them up. Come on, let's have a big field. 300 miles, 200 laps at Charlotte. That'll be a ton of fun. Come on down and let's run some Charlotte. What do you say?
Winner gets free cheese pizza.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm still unemployed. So, things aren't great.
I'll buy the winner free cheese pizza.
Well, you hear to hear. John Dragonetti will purchase a cheese pizza place for the winner of the Coke Zero 300. Look at that. We can give away prizes too.
Oh yeah.
We can give away prizes too. So, and by the way, before I finish off the show, I was corrected. I guess I said on last week's edition that it was 2012, which was completely impossible, as 2012, or in January 2012, CORT wasn't a thing.
Oh yeah.
So, I apologize for that. If you were confused by that, there's a little thing underneath this video that says posted on January whatever 2013. But whatever. I guess some people throw this on a tab in the background and kind of hope for the best. But for everyone here at the CORT Report, I'm your host David Amboys. That's John Dragonetti. I'd like to thank Kyle Young and Will Roberts for coming on down and talking with us. But this has been your CORT Report for January 8th, 2013.